iPad because my computer is laggy. This iPad's but today we welcome you to reading with Rory. Yeah, I forgot the title of my stream. Nah, first try. Doesn't matter. Today we're going to be reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. Now I'm going to have to get into a good place to get things ready for today. Need to put myself in my good position where I can hold my iPad and read at the same time. So we've got a binky here. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul by Jeff Kinney. We've got everyone here. I was wondering why they didn't have the pig there. Is this a chicken? No, that's a seagull from the film. Some boring stuff they made me put. 2 pronouns. Okay, June, Friday. If there's one thing I learned from my years of being a kid, it's that you have zero control over your own life. Ever since school let out, I haven't had anything I needed to do or anywhere I needed to be. As long as the air conditioning was working and the and the TV remote had batteries in it, I was all set for a relaxing summer vacation. But then, out of the blue, this happened. Pack your bags! We're going on a road trip! This isn't the first time Mum has sprung a trip on us without any warning. Last year, on the first day of summer, she said we were going upstate for a few days to visit Aunt Loretta at the nursing home. It wasn't exactly my idea of a fun way to kick off the summer. One time when we visited Aunt Loretta, her roommate grabbed me and wouldn't let her go until a staffer gave her a chocolate chip muffin. But Mum was just laughing about going to the nursing home. At breakfast the next morning, she told us where we were really going. We're going to Disney World! Me and my brother Roderick were happy because we were both dreading spending the first week of summer vacation playing shuffleboard at a nursing home. But when my little brother Manny heard about the change in plans, he totally lost it. Mom had talked up the Aunt Loretta trip so much that Manny was actually excited about going. Yeah, sorry, really awkward to do that on stream. We ended up postponing our trip to Disney so we could visit Aunt Loretta. You'd think Mom would have learned her lesson about surprise shirts after that one. Manny plays shuffleboard. I know exactly where this road trip idea came from because the new issue of Family Frolic magazine came in the mail today. If I had to guess, I'd say 90% of everything we do as a family comes from ideas Mum gets from that magazine. And when I saw the latest issue, I knew I was going to get Mum's wheels turning. Family Frolic, adventure awaits. Take the ultimate road trip. I flipped through Family Frolic a few times, and I have to admit, the pictures always make everything look like a lot of fun. Your perfect family barbecue. I'm not going to read the small text there. You guys can read it, can pause and read it yourself, and then come back to me. Why am I? Okay. But there must be something wrong with our family, because we can never measure up to the ones they show in the magazine. Beep, beep. I guess Mum's not giving up though. She said this road trip is going to be awesome and that spending a lot of time together in the car will be a bonding experience for the family. Oh, damn it. I tried to talk her into letting us do something normal, like going to a water park for the day. I'm trying to be quiet. I'm live right now. Okay, let's reread this last bit. I tried to talk her into letting us do something normal, like going to a water park for the day, but Mom didn't want to hear it. She said the whole point of the trip is to do things we've never done before and to have authentic experiences. I thought Mom would have looped Dad in about her road trip idea, but apparently I was wrong, because when he got home from work, He seemed just as surprised as us kids. Dad told Mum it was a bad time to be away from work, and he didn't want to use his vacation days unless he absolutely had to. But Mum said that's more important than spending time with your family. Yeah, that's not part of the book. Then Dad told Mum that he was really hoping to get his boat out on the water this weekend, and if we went on a road trip, he wouldn't be able to. Mum and Dad get along pretty well in general, but the one thing that's guaranteed to cause a fight between them is Dad's boat. A few years ago, Mum sent Dad out to get some milk, but along the way, he spotted a boat for sale in someone's front yard, and before you knew it, the boat was in our driveway. Mum was mad that Dad didn't check with her first, because having a boat is a ton of work. But Dad said it was always his dream to own a boat, and that we could spend every weekend out on the water as a family. So Dad got to keep the boat, and he seemed really happy, but things went downhill fast. A few days later, some people from the Homeowners Association knocked on our door. Ooh. They said there were rules in our neighborhood against having a boat parked in front of your house, and told Dad he had to move it to the back. The boat sat in the backyard for the whole summer because Dad was too busy, didn't have time to use it. Then in the fall, one of Dad's co-workers told him he'd have to winterize the boat to protect it from the cold weather. Dad found out it would cost more to winterize the boat than it cost him to buy it, so he decided to take his chances. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, when the temperature dropped to below freezing, a big crack appeared in the hull. When it started to snow, Dad rolled the boat under the back deck, and it sat there all winter. In the spring, Mum started using it to sort all sorts of junk from the house. Ooh. The next summer, Dad decided he was going to fix the boat. But when he went to pull it out from under the deck, he discovered a family of raccoons living in an old washing machine. Scream! Dad called an exterminator to get rid of the raccoons, but when he heard how much that was going to cost, he decided to take care of it himself. By then, Manny had heard about the baby raccoons living in the washing machine, and Mum had to step in. The boat's been sitting there ever since. I haven't heard any scurrying sounds from under the deck for a while, so I'm guessing the raccoons moved out. Today, Mum told Dad he had the whole rest of the summer to get his boat out on the water, and he pretty much gave up after that. Mom said we were going to leave first thing in the morning, so we needed to start packing for the trip. She told everyone to bring the bare essentials so we could fit everything in the minivan. But by the time we got all our stuff out in the driveway, it was pretty clear we had a space problem. Mom started going through everything and sorting it into 2 piles, the things we need and the things we didn't. Rory was dirty disappointed when some of his essentials didn't make the car. Mom made me leave a bunch of small stuff behind. It seemed pretty ridiculous considering that Manny's plastic potty was coming along for the ride. Whenever we take a trip that's longer than 15 minutes, Mom brings Manny's potty just in case. But I get really uncomfortable whenever Manny uses it. Mom wouldn't let me and Roderick take any electronics on the trip, even though they barely take up any space. Oh, damn it. Damn it! Okay, damn it. Why did books do this? There we go. She's always saying kids these days don't know how to socialize because they've constantly got their noses 2 inches from a screen. But I'll tell you this, when I have kids, I'm going to let them play with whatever kind of gadget they want. If you ask me, electronics are the key to family happiness. Scratch my nose. Even after Mum went through every single item in the driveway and cut out all the things we didn't need, there was still way too much to fit in the van. I suggested we rent one of those giant recreational vehicles because we could fit all our stuff in it and have room to spare. Okay, let's see. The way I see it, if you want the whole family to get along, everyone needs their own space. And with one of those souped up RVs, we could spend weeks on the road without even bumping into one another. But Mom said RVs are too expensive and they got terrible gas mileage, so that put an end to that idea. Roderick said maybe we could get one of those trailers you tow behind the car, which sounded smart to me. But it was pretty clear Roderick was imagining the trailer as a sort of mini apartment for himself, so that wasn't going to fly either. Then Dad ran in with his own idea. He said we could solve the whole space issue by just putting the stuff that didn't fit in the van into the boat, which he could tow behind us. I think Mum realised there wasn't really another option, so she caved in. But getting the boat into the driveway was easier said than done. I need to scratch my nose again. Not sure why that keeps happening. Not only did we have to take out all the junk out of them, but it turned out there was a tree growing in the bottom. It took 3 hours to get the boat from under the deck, and let me just say, Mom did not exactly go out of way to help. Hey! After we got the boat into the driveway, Dad patched up the hole in the bottom, and the crack in the hole with some duct tape. I just hope we're not going anywhere near water on this trip, though. Every more. Because as far as I know, this boat didn't come with any life preservers. Alright, we're reading with Rory. We'll be back in a few to several minutes as I just get myself prepared for the next one.